All right, and because you like Pro Football Focus so much, we have another tweet for you.
I actually do.
I know.
I just think it's so fun.
I
mean, who
yeah,
sits down and breaks all this stuff down? That's amazing.
Somebody who has a whole heck of a lot more time than we do, so we will rely on that. So this one is about Myles Garrett. 6 sacks first in the NFL, 25 pressures second. And that's after a first couple of games where people were saying he needs to be more dominant.
Mm-hmm.
He's been really dominant the last 2 games.
You know, the best thing about it to me too, Dave, is in the past you used to hear, well, the Browns defense has Myles Garrett and that's about it. And the last couple of games now, you know, he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week after the Chicago game. They had 9 sacks. He had 4.5 of them. We get it. But you're not hearing just Myles Garrett anymore. You know, you're hearing about the Browns D as a unit. You're hearing about the DBs. You're hearing about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who looks really interesting and exciting. And you're hearing about the D tackles. You're hearing about Clowney. And that's a great thing, because then it's not just all focused on Myles. And I don't mean our attention. I'm sure that's, you know, an offensive coordinator's thought process too. All right, we got to deal with Myles and then we'll worry about everybody else. Well, you better worry about everybody else a little bit now, you know, as opposed to just worrying about Myles. And that's how a unit makes a big step. When you can't focus on one guy, you have to deal with a whole bunch of guys. I think that's what we've seen the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the other thing I think that does is when you have that many weapons, it enables you to kind of game plan differently too. Is this the week where you're blitzing Delpit, or are you going to blitz Koramoah? You can game plan differently. It isn't like you're a one-trick pony. You can do a bunch of different things with this defense if you're Joe Woods.
And we've started to see some of that, don't you think?
Yeah,
a little bit, because I don't think last year was a good indication of what Joe Woods wanted to do. I don't think he had a whole lot of talent to work with on the D, mainly because so much of it became injured.
Yeah.
Then they added significantly to it in the offseason. So this is a different unit. It allows him to maybe play what he's actually trying to play. And I think we've seen him dialing up the pressure as we've gone on. You know, Denzel coming in on a blitz, JOK certainly getting after the quarterback. So I think we're going to see more of that moving forward, and maybe a good time to do it against a guy like Justin Herbert. You know, I think he's a really good quarterback, but maybe a little pressure is what it takes to slow him down a little bit. We'll find out.